The Islamic Center of Tennessee presents.
الله الرحمن الرحيم وصلى الله وسلم على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم أما بعد. This is day 3 of our seminar about the fiqh of salah, and we are going to focus in my section of the review or the class on 2 categories. The first category is going to be about what is known as al-awqat al-manhiya lis-salah, the prohibited times in which prayer is not recommended. What's that? Prayer not recommended? No, that's true. There's times where it's not permissible to pray, and there's times where it's not recommended to pray. We're going to take 3 that may be well known, and then 2 that are slightly unknown. The first one being is as the sun is rising. As the sun is rising, the Prophet ﷺ, he prohibited that a person should pray during that time. So you have the ball of the sun. As it's coming up from the horizon, it is not permissible to pray during that time. So even if you walk into the masjid and you want to pray tahiyyat al-masjid, or you want to pray istikhara, you should wait a little bit, then offer that prayer. Okay? The reason being is for a hadith of the Prophet ﷺ in which he said that verily when the sun rises, the shaitan stands in front of it, and he has his 2 horns that come up, and he allows the sun to rise from his horns, or in between his horns, to glorify himself, to make himself look like he is great and he is big. And also for those that worship the sun, they glorify these times. So to avoid any confusion or to give any kind of praise to shaitan, you don't pray at that time. The second time is when the sun is in the middle of the sky, what is known as the zenith, and it is known as the time of zawal. You also don't pray at this time. And lastly is as the sun is setting. And when the sun starts to set and it hits the horizon, and depending where you are, it'll be about 15 minutes before it completely goes away. Once it starts getting to that horizon and it has started to set, it'll go away very quickly. And again, for that same reason, because shaitan stands there and wants to have the sun as if it is setting and rising from in between his horns. Those are the times that are most known. Who can repeat them? Those 3 times. Tfaddal. We're going to move fast. As the sun is rising, in the middle of the sky, zenith, and as it's setting. Okay, now we have 2 other parts in which it is not recommended to pray unless there is a reason for your prayer. After Salat al-Fajr until the sun starts to rise. You should not pray unless you have a specific prayer or reason for that prayer. Like the tahiyyat al-masjid when you first enter the mosque, or you have istikhara that you wanted to pray, something specific. It cannot just be for extra prayers. You should refrain from doing so until the end of the salah, or until the sun has risen, what is known as qayda rumhin, that which is about a spear's height. So if you were to hold a spear and point it that way, as the sun is rising, it'll be that high. And it's probably about 15 minutes after the sun begins to rise. Okay? And then again, after Asr, when you finish praying Asr, you don't pray until the sun is completely set, unless you have a specific reason for that prayer.